Good morning, everyone, and a happy Tuesday to you. This is another day for us to have one of those conversations. We always have them every day, all day on this channel. I post videos every day, several videos. I have discussions, I have commentaries, I have topics on everything, including mental health, things that affect gender relations and Africans and modern women, parenting, anything that you can think of, we're talking about. Okay? Nothing is off reach and nothing is taboo on this channel. If you're new here, welcome. This is the Mind Girl Show, the show where we talk about everything. No limits, no taboos, and no fear of contradiction. If that's your type of thing, then welcome aboard. Let's join each other on this ride and see where it takes us. Okay, so guys, today is another day. I'm going to talk about one of my favorite topics, modern feminism. Something that triggered this topic for me today is a tweet I saw yesterday by somebody called Konstantin Kisin. By now the tweet has more than 2.7 million views. So it's gone viral. And this person is speaking the truth. Short and simple, it's the truth. Let's check it. I'm so happy to have you here today, guys. If you're new, as usual, and if you're not yet subscribed, please kindly subscribe. I'm giving you a second. Good. Thank you so much. Your subscription, likes, comments really help the channel grow, and this is a message that I think should go far and beyond, especially for women in Africa, in Kenya, where I am, in Africa, in the Middle East, in the Asian countries, where this vice has not yet gotten. Then this is the message for you. So thank you for being here, and we're just going to get right into it. I'm going to read the tweet. It's a thread, so it has 3 parts. I'm going to read them and then I'll get back and we can break everything down step by step. The tweet says, one of the biggest unspoken truths of modern Western society is that women have been brainwashed into acting in ways that are fundamentally against their own long-term happiness and well-being in order to maintain the myth that men and women are the same. What's worse is that there is a conspiracy of silence around this issue from both sexes. Yet when you speak to new mothers, or worse, women in their late 30s or early 40s who didn't have kids, behind closed doors, they speak honestly about it. He goes on to say, antinatalism specifically and the lie of having it all generally are going to hurt at least 2 generations of young women, and the impact on children and society at large is going to be absolutely horrendous in ways that aren't even possible to predict now. Okay, so you've seen what this person has said, and for me, this person has taken the words out of my mouth. This is something that I think about, I talk about on this channel and just in life in general. This is a topic that I talk about, and this thing specifically, this tweet sums it up very, very brilliantly. So we're going to break it down. The tweet says, one of the biggest unspoken truths of modern Western society. The emphasis is on unspoken. Nobody is talking about this, but good for you and good for me. We are here. We're talking about it, and we're not going to stop talking about it, because anything that goes unregulated, unchecked, and uncriticized always ends up a disaster. The same way this modern feminism went against patriarchy in the world. That was a good thing, because patriarchy had gone unchecked for thousands of years, and it had gotten to a point that it was not okay. Some things were not okay. Women did not have very many rights, and it needed to be checked. That's where feminism came in. Feminism checked the men. And now, more than 100 years later, after feminism took over the conversation, really, we're starting to see the negative implications of it going too far. This is what I say. Modern feminism has gone too far and we have not been speaking about it. And I'm glad that this man has tweeted about it and 2.7 million people have seen it. That means it has reached even more people because I'm talking about this and I'm sure other people are doing the same. So it's no longer unspoken. We are doing it. The modern Western society has brainwashed women into acting in ways that are fundamentally against their own long-term happiness and well-being, to maintain the myth that men and women are the same. Okay? We have to agree. This is a myth. Men and women are not the same and will never be the same. We are different because nature allowed us to be like this. So, for thousands of years, men and women have used their gender strengths to empower the other, and so that where the other gender has some weaknesses or shortcoming, this other gender covers it. So women are naturally soft, calm, nurturing, loving, caring, and all the good stuff. Okay, we give birth, we raise communities, we raise children, we just do all that good stuff. On the other hand, men are aggressive, men are go-getters, men are builders. Everything you see around us was built by men. Okay, so men have this strength of building, bringing order. Men bring order, and this is one of the main points that I'm going to be touching on this video, is that men bring order. We have different strengths, as I was saying, so we need each other to coexist and bring order to the gender relations and family unit and communities and the world at large. The cause we are seeing started with feminism, and I have to acknowledge feminism started as a good cause. It has allowed many women to access education, to get better treatment in the world, to just live like with dignity. I am a product of feminism. I went to good schools. I have a chance and a platform like this to give my opinions. That's a plus. But as I've said, nothing should go unchecked. And that is where my point and my discussion and even this tweet come in. When you start talking about modern feminism and criticizing, it seems like these people want to cancel you, they want to suppress you to just shut up. And they're doing the same thing that the patriarchy was doing. What good are they? How different are they from the patriarchy when you cannot criticize them? When women are above, they're godly, they're untouchables. No. I see men talking about this in our country and across the world, and women are always telling them, who are you to tell us what to do? I'm a woman. I know the female experience. I'm a product of feminism, and I'm here to talk about this. Okay? Take your triggers, take your hard feelings out of it. Let's have a discussion. But also, you're free to be triggered. If you're triggered, then you can also tell us. Who knows? You might learn one thing or two from us, or we might learn from you. But at this point, I don't think there's anything I need to learn from modern feminism. Modern feminism is bad. Radical feminism is bad. It's ruining communities. It's, in fact, the worst people ruined by this are women and then men. Because these same women are complaining about a generation of men or 2 generations of men that have been raised by women. So it's really, if you look at it, then the women are causing these problems. But I digress. Men and women cannot be the same. We have different strengths, and this is the thing. The person has said it's fundamentally going against our own long-term happiness and well-being, and this is true. If you're listening to this video and it's triggering you, it's time to check yourself. If anything I'm saying in this video is going to trigger you to a point that you feel enraged to write something negative or something, to just want to suppress me, you need to get checked. You are one of those radical feminists that we need to just get checked. One of the lies that we've been really told about men and women being equal is that we can do everything that a man can do. We can't. By now we should know that we can't, okay? And then now once we know that we can't, let's have a discussion. How are we going to forge better gender relations? Because everybody is complaining. Men are bad, women are bad, the dating market is bad and all that. But no, the problem is this. It begins with feminism. Feminism ruined everything because feminism first created the men that they are complaining about. The first and the second wave of feminism were about bringing dignity to women. And now this type of feminism is about removing the dignity from women. You're being told that you can have sexual liberation, for example. Let's use this as an example. Sexual liberation is a fallacy. It's a myth. This is a myth because even if Mr. Right comes and strips you off, what's the benefit for him having you? Age, youth. At 38, with 3 kids, 4 kids, 3 baby daddies, 2 baby daddies, expecting a real man to come and save you. Nope, you're not Cinderella. Nobody is coming to save you, sis. And this is the message that the older generation is failing us. They're not telling us this. They're supposed to tell us that in your early 20s, in as much as you are going to university, to college, you're also supposed to be thinking about protecting your sanity, your sexual piety. And we're told this, but the feminists were louder. I'm telling you, the feminists were louder. They surpassed all other advice that young women can ever receive in our generations, the millennials, the Gen Zs. Because what's worse is that now the same women have not found men. They're just on the streets wandering around, just gallivanting all over, dating every person they meet, competing for the same men with the young women in their early 20s. You and your 4 kids, just mama, just settle down, calm down, let that punani rest. This feminism and sexual liberation is just a myth. Another myth is that when a person gets to maybe, let's say, 35 and above, that now they get age better like wine. It's a myth. That's only for wisdom, not for the sexual marketplace value. The sexual marketplace value declines as long as with every kid you get, it declines. With every year you add, it declines. For men, the value increases. This is why the women in their 30s still want to date men in their older than them. Women in their 40s want to date men older than them. As men get older, they get valuable. What women didn't tell us, this raging feminists, didn't tell us that the older you get, the less valuable you are. And wait, I know you're going to say, no, this is true. As a woman, your age declines with every kid and with every year. It's just what it is, because women are born with their value. You are, by 13, you are already, somebody can, if people used to marry at 13-year-olds, yes, I understand they are kids, but at 18, somebody is ripe. At 21, if you see a girl, she is ripe. You at 38, surely. You are expecting for somebody to pick you off the streets like they did pick a kote? Not all of us are a kote. Not all of us are going to get that happy ending. It's time to think about these things. Women don't think about these things. You just think you're going to gallivant around the city, the villages, and then one day somebody is going to pick you, clean you up, and then make you into a wife. No. And then women are expecting men to use the same criteria to pick them, the same way the same criteria that women use to pick men. It doesn't work like that. This is why feminists lied to us. Because a woman wants a man that's financially stable, a man that's got his shit together and all that good things, and is wise, has experience and all that. On the contrary, are we together? A man wants a younger woman, somebody with less experience, somebody with less baggage. The more years a woman has, the more baggage she has. Baggage and experience breaks down women. It doesn't build us up, it breaks us. This is why you get people in their 30s, 40s, and even 50s, single, never married or married and divorced, very bitter. It's that anger, it's that baggage, it's that trauma, it's that sexual liberation that's making you angry and bitter. It's that trauma that's triggering you when you're listening to this video at this moment. But you know what? Trauma makes men stronger. So the more a man goes through trauma, the more he becomes sharpened like iron. But trauma breaks women like cabbage. You see the way cabbage breaks down? That same way is the same way that a woman breaks down with age and use. And this sexual liberation thing is now just the worst that I can ever see. Because we are playing into the men's game. These feminists didn't even think. They were just there, just going and going. They were not thinking. Because if you're saying that you're going to be having 72 boyfriends in your 20s, this is just free sex to men who will, you're just giving them what they want. But what do you want? Are you just collecting traumas with every bed that you are taken to? So modern feminism is making us long-term go against our own well-being and our own happiness. This is why, if you're listening to this and it's triggering you, sis, you need to see a therapist. This trigger means something. I've touched a nerve, I know. But bottom line is, we can never be the same. Men and women can never be the same. So I saw somebody came onto this tweet and then replied. This is one of the interesting replies. I saw Elon Musk also replied. Actually, he agreed with the tweet, but I'm going to read another tweet that was interesting. A reply to the tweet. This person said, women had no agency decades ago and were often stuck in unhappy and sometimes violent marriages and expected to have kids they didn't want. Not all women wanted to be wives and mothers. It must have been miserable for those women. I'm glad we have choices. Let's clap for this one. She has a good point, but not strong enough. Why? You people were sold so much fear, and this is why I just laugh. So many women walking around just doing rubbish because they're afraid to cooperate and just be under a man's authority. Look at this one. What she's saying is percentage, small percentage, and I'm sure it's less than 5%, not even 10%, less than 5%. You people act as if those communities long ago, the olden age, women used to just be beaten up every corner. You're just meeting women with black eyes, just scratches, just being no. Those women will find a woman, her husband has 3 wives and they are coexisting peacefully. It was bliss. Everybody was just having, women are, in fact, the modern society is bad for women overall, in general, because we're going against our own internal well-being. Women are supposed to be in communities, just nurturing, giving life, giving good vibes, just basking in their femininity. What do you see? You see women nowadays just talking rowdy, thinking that women in the old age used to be beaten up every day, just in the corners, just being beaten up. No. They were happy, they were content. It's that discontent that is making you bitter at this time, the modern time. Just discontent with everything. Wanting everything and bringing nothing. But we never stop to think about it, because feminists has put the fear of God in us, that somebody like Shafiweru can be fired for telling women not to go to houses of men that they do not know? Who raised you? Your parents should have told you these things. Your friends should tell you not to go to houses of men you don't know. Somebody will kill you, somebody will throw you off a balcony. But what do you see? Shafi Weru was literally fired and became unemployable in Kenyan radio because of saying this truth. You're gonna come for me? Okay, I'm ready. But the message has to go on. The message has to go on. Feminism has reached a point where it needs to get checked. Because if you see what this one is saying, is acting as if women before feminism were just... No, women used to work. They used to have soft jobs, secretariat, cooks, farmhands. Women used to work. So this is, let's debunk this, okay? Women used to work in those days, and they still used to care for their men and their families. But today you want to just gallivant in clubs from morning to evening at 39, 42. Shiko. Trufosa. Faith. At 42. You have left your 42 kids at home just to go and gallivant in clubs with 21-year-olds. Okay. Does it make you happy? Or do you need to run away from your home to find this satisfaction that you have not yet found in your job, you have not yet found anywhere else? I know this is triggering. If it triggers you, leave a comment below. This is a wide topic that we'll cover slowly by slowly with different things that come up, because I'm very interested in modern feminism. And every topic we talk about in this channel, we use data, facts, and statistics to debunk or to support our claims. So if you're gonna come, please come prepared, because we have the data and we're gonna debunk you too. If you feel triggered, check yourself, look in the mirror. I'd love to hear from you guys. Remember to like, subscribe, and leave your comment down below. I have another video coming up on the channel today, so stick around and let's continue having this random and interesting conversations about everything that affects us. Africa is our business, and as African women, we've got to be serious about our business, because what I'm seeing is just re-saying the things that Western women are telling us. We are just packaging it same way. We don't even like think. We just take it, use it. It's bad for us and we don't know, okay? This thing is bad. It has destroyed the African American community. That community is in shambles because of this thing. It took the men out of the home. They are left with chaos. Women can't control their male children. They can't control their female children. They can't control their income. It's just in shambles. Is that what we want? And this reminds me, in 2020, when the pandemic hit, President Uhuru Kenyatta told us that single motherhood has become a pandemic. And I'm not here, this is not a day to talk about single motherhood. I'm just here to say, if it's already becoming a pandemic in Kenya in 2020, then my message is very timely, because it starts with feminism. I'm going to talk about that another day, but for today, thank you for being here with me. For now, I have another video coming up, as I've said, and let's continue sharing and communicating and just having a good time while discussing very, very important topics for our times. Thank you, and see you on the next one. Bye.